If you have any health conditions, heart or otherwise, that may be affected by strenuous kind of activity, you might want to check with a doctor before doing anything that I'm sharing about here. I've tried different kinds of breath work, and it's all pretty effective for releasing emotions and getting centered. And recently I read about Satori breath work. It was mentioned in Radical Forgiveness by Colin, and that involves the addition of playing loud music while you're doing the breathing in and out. And he talked about carefully selected music. I chose random music. When I tried it yesterday, I did a 41-minute session. They recommended 40 to 60 minutes. And I thought it was very effective. I have like over 2,000 songs in my Rhapsody listen, so I just let them play randomly. And the first song that played was Shout by Tears for Fears, which is inspired by a method in Gestalt therapy called primal scream therapy. And so I thought that was kind of interesting synchronicity for that to be the first song out of over 2,000 to come on as it begun. But this kind of thing happens all the time when you're open to it and paying attention, so it's not that big a surprise. I was laying down as I did that work. I used like breathing through my mouth. Some methods talk about using the nose. You can kind of try, see what works best for you. Connected breath work is another phrase for it. Conscious breathing, circular breathing. The common theme that I've seen is that you don't pause in between your breaths. So, theories behind it are about oxygenating the cells and releasing toxins and things like that. I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but I do know that there is a good form of release, and I felt very clear-minded after I did a longer session yesterday. I did a shorter session without music today, a little less than 30 minutes. I did it while I was watching a movie. Towards the end of a movie, I decided I was going to do some breath work, and that was kind of relaxing, but not as powerful as when I did the full with loud music method that I tried yesterday. Another method that was used initially when Leonard was doing rebirthing is in a hot tub. And I've done some of that. I keep a snorkel and goggles next to my hot tub, but I haven't done that in probably over a year. Good to have someone else around if you're doing something that involves water. So it's supposed to simulate the womb. And some of this is about birth trauma. If you had a rough birth or pre-birth or after period, after you're born, I personally don't believe that spirit enters the body until birth, but you could still maybe have a cellular memory of difficulty if there's some kind of tension or anxiety that you were absorbing while you're in the womb, perhaps, your body, your forming body. There's so many different ways that people teach this, but I think that generally speaking, you would want to lay down, and this is like out of water we are, and relax, make sure you're comfortable, and make sure that you just breathe in and out at a pace that feels even and smooth. And if you can find somebody to coach you through this, it could be interesting. I've never had any coaching, and I'm not trained in this or anything, but I've just done it. It's my lungs, it's my mouth. So I figure I'm free to do this and try it. Now, there's an interesting experience that can happen when you start. I believe I've heard it called cathexis, where there can be a tingling feeling. And this can occur in the hands and feet. sometimes an almost paralyzing level of tingling or numbness, like your feet falling asleep, that kind of feeling. And they say, from what I've read, that this is more common towards the beginning of this kind of work, and I did experience that more towards the beginning. I haven't experienced that for a long time, but if you feel something strange coming up, then that could be what it is. So if you want to experiment with your breath, I would say if you feel a little dizzy or uncomfortable, whatever, just return to normal, relaxed, calm breathing at any point that you feel uncomfortable. A lot of people really feel that it is effective for them in the way that some people enjoy meditation, exercise. It can become a real regular thing that you engage in. Just could be daily, it could be sometime, several times a week or weekly, whatever fits for you. I think that I'm going to do it more often because there was a time period where I was doing it pretty regularly after my father's death, and I felt like I was releasing a lot of grief. And I feel like I'm in a transitional point now where I would say less of the things of this world are intriguing to me. The traditional kind of distractions, the material world, and getting just more focused and serious about spiritual path. And I think that transition requires some letting go and releasing, and so breath work can definitely be a path to achieve that. I'm going to see if there's anything else about it. I'm going to demonstrate just what it looks like for me. I'm going to be sitting, which you can do, but it's generally, from what I've read, recommended that you lay down when you try this. Lay down on a carpeted floor or rug, something soft, comfortable, or bed or couch, whatever feels comfortable. Yeah, I think you get the gist of it from what I've been saying and talking about, but I just want to demonstrate it visually so that you can see one method of doing it. I will do it with my mouth open, and I do it with my nose sometimes too, but mouth, that's a bigger passageway, but you can again just experiment and see how it feels for you to breathe in different kinds of ways. So, with no further ado, here I go. Woo! Get a little head rush. You may notice some resistance at first. I've noticed that before. I see from my little visual timer thing that I'm almost out of time, so I'll stop here. But I'd recommend trying it if you don't have any health concerns, and see how it feels, and share in the comments what you experience of this.